Why would you spend your first semester of college abroad? I was asked this whenever I told someone about the NUin program and how I would be studying abroad for 4 months of my freshman year. Even I had a similar reaction when I got my acceptance letter. But the more I explored how much the NUin program had to offer, the more excited I got about flying across the world to start a whole new chapter of my life. My name is Carrie, and this is my NUin experience in Sydney, Australia. Before I knew it, I was packing my bags and saying goodbye to everything I knew to set off 9,756 miles from home. At first, I was pretty nervous to be so far away with so many people that I didn't know, but those nerves faded pretty quickly. Sydney began to feel like home, and I started to fall in love with the people and the culture around me. I studied at the University of Sydney, which has an incredible campus just a 10-minute walk from our apartment. Walking through Victoria Park every morning has become one of my favorite parts of my day. I get to admire the scenery and stop and get a coffee along the way. I also got to check off some major items on my bucket list through the NUin program. I ate breakfast with koalas, fed kangaroos, walked from Bondi to Coogee Beach, saw the Sydney Opera House, and even got to travel to Melbourne to visit other NUin kids. For my mid-semester break, 4 of my friends and I flew to New Zealand, where we were ecstatic to discover that they had Dunkin'. We explored both Auckland and Queenstown, taking in the sunset, the amazing food, and the views around us every single day. We hiked, went hang gliding, swung from a giant swing, and even got to celebrate a 19th birthday. While I had traveled a lot before this semester, living abroad for 4 months was a completely different experience than what I expected it to be. This place that was so unfamiliar to me in the beginning quickly began to feel like home. I found myself returning to my favorite coffee shops where the baristas knew me as a regular. While we enjoyed all the touristy activities too, the best part of living abroad was feeling like a local. Whether it was catching the train, exploring the national park nearby, or getting to see a show at the Sydney Opera House. The little things that came with living in Sydney became so familiar that it's so crazy to think it wasn't always that easy. Overall, my time in Australia has taught me far more than I expected it to. While I improved my classroom skills, I also learned a lot about myself. I learned how to be a more open-minded person about other cultures and values, how to manage my stress and personal well-being without the constant support of my family and friends being right there, and how to manage my money, which I'm still working on. My time in Sydney has definitely prepared me for my transition to Boston, and I'm so excited to start my next adventure on campus at Northeastern University.
Do it in one take, write it quick, fun jokes, but my sister won't hear this until I release the album. She'll hear every other song except this one, so surprise.